Here we
40
go.
minutes, so you got to be out of here at what?
8:50.
8:50?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, we live. Hey, 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 welcome into another episode of Out of Bounds with your host, Todd Fox, and the other host of the show,
Carlos.
a.k.a. Rick Davis,
Bitch.
along with little Walter here. Say hi, Walter.
Son of a fox.
Son of a fox. He's on. We're going to get straight into these games. If you're new to the show, Tuesday was our recap and highlights. We get into every NFL football game, talk it up and talk it down. And then we're going to get into the predictions starting today, and that is week 1 here, or week 14 as we get it started. The Raiders, 5-7, 2-5 on the road. They go into Los Angeles to play the Rams, 3-9, 2-5 at home at SoFi. They've lost 6 straight games. They added Baker Mayfield, but he will not start. The Raiders are a 6.5 favored. They're favored by 6.5. My bad. So who you got in this game and why?
With this pick, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Raiders. They got better momentum. They got a lot more momentum right now. The Rams, they just signed Baker Mayfield, and they're saying that you said that he was not going to play, but they're still saying on the media that Baker Mayfield has a chance of somewhat playing in this game. So I mean that's just a cue for them to try and throw off their opponent. But even with Baker Mayfield in there, I still like the Raiders over the Rams. Rams are just a big old disastrous mess.
I do too. I like the Raiders in this one to win fairly easy. Also, I think they're going to do. I think they're going to do some things on offense. Defensively, they should hold down the Rams. The Rams aren't looking good. They have a ton of injuries, dude. So we're going to both go with the Raiders in this one. Hold on, I'm just texting Randy to see if I can get his picks. He might be asleep. I don't know, but we'll get him. We'll add him either way. The next game is the Jets going into Buffalo, New York to play the Buffalo Bills. The Jets are 7-5, 4-2 on the road, coming off a tough loss to your Vikings with your favorite quarterback, Mike White. The Bills are 9-3, coming off a victory over Detroit and then also over New England. The Bills are actually 9.5-point favorites in this one. So, and it's going to be 31 degrees with a chance of snow flurries. So, who do you got in this one and why?
But this one is kind of tough because the Bills have been they've been showing that they're ready for the playoffs, but they also look a little lazy at times. Like they're full of themselves. But the Jets are. I think the Jets are on a 2. No, they lost to the Vikings and they beat the Bears, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're on a 1-game losing streak. So I'm gonna go. Randy, I'm gonna do you one for trolling you, bro. I'm going with the Jets in this one. I think that the Jets are gonna get the Bills in this one. Bills defense was leaky against the Lions on Thanksgiving, and they just haven't looked the same. They're starting to crack. They're showing cracks, and the New York Jets they're on the up, and the Bills are staying neutral. So I'm going with the Jets.
Sonia checks in with the Raiders on the last pick. I'm going to go with the Jets to also pull the upset in this one. I like Mike White, what he did against that Minnesota defense. Again, they know how to play the Bills defensively. It's going to come down to can the offense sustain it for the Buffalo Bills, and can the Jets continue their play? Now, obviously, hopefully they can get the running game going in this game to where it's not having to rely so much on White, and he could actually open up the play action. Von Miller is done for the season. That was breaking news today. Von Miller out with an ACL. So
He's
that's
not going to play for the playoffs. In the playoffs,
yeah, he's out. He just had the surgery the other week. So that's it, man. He's done.
yeah, definitely give me the Jets on that one. Then.
Yeah, it's a big. But so we're gonna go for the upset in that one because again, 9.5-point favorites. We're going on the limb for that one. I'll get you Randy's picks when he checks in if he does. Moving on.
Yeah, I can't. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. There's a reason he's not.
And then also each monkey checks in with the Jets, and so does Sonia. So we're actually going 4-0. All right, who do you got then, Walter?
Jets. I'm gonna roast them real quick. Trash.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going for the Jets for the upset.
You're going for the Jets as well. Okay, so it's a clean sweep on the Jets.
Monk and Sonia, how you guys doing? Thanks for stopping in. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The Cleveland Browns are 5-7, 2-4 on the road. They bring the massage therapist down to Cincinnati, playing the red hot Bengals 8-4. Look, This game is either going to sink the battleship of Cleveland Browns or it's going to propel them on to possibly the postseason. Deshaun Watson looked pretty crappy in that week 1 or the last matchup with the Houston Texans, but he was saved by the rest of the team. But Cincinnati Bengals are, like I said, red hot, 8-4, 4-1 at home. They are a 6-point favorite, which is kind of low. I would bet the over on that one. Cincinnati, it's going to be 40 degrees and cloudy, a chance of rain. So who do you got in this one and why?
I'm going with the Browns in this one. I think that Kevin Stefanski, he knows how to attack this type of offense because the way I'm looking at it through the eyes of where he was at when he was with the Vikings, and when the Vikings would go into Green Bay, it was so similar. The games would be really, really good, and everybody would always be favoring Green Bay over Minnesota. And Stefanski carries that into this game, and don't be surprised if Cleveland keeps the ball, the time of possession, away from Cincinnati. That's what they're going to do. They got the run game, and their defense is pretty stout too. Cincinnati, they just got Jamar Chase. They're pass happy. And Mixon too. He's also out. There's no telling if he's actually going to play, and if he does play, how effective is he going to be? So give me the Browns on this one.
Okay, and Walter, who you got, the Cincinnati Bengals or Cleveland Browns? Walter? He's faking being asleep. All right, I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals in this one as well. I like the I'm going for the Bengals because I think that the offense there's something about Joe Burrow. I think before his career's done, he's going to have a Super Bowl ring or two. That dude is confident, good quarterback, and I think Cleveland is getting better, but they're not. I think they're not good enough to get further than the Browns this week. So, the Browns aren't good enough to get past the Bengals on this one. So, each monkey, I agree with you, and I'm gonna go with the Bengals on this one. Waiting for Sonia's pick. I asked Walter, "Are you gonna pick or not?" Bengals or Browns? And we move on.
They're both sucky teams, so I'm going for Browns.
He's going for Cleveland, so he's going on for Cleveland right there. Took you long enough. Good God.
Red flag.
You gotta be faster. All right, so we both let's see. We're pretty much going with the Bengals. Sonia went with the Browns right here, so she's going with the Browns as well. So you have two for the Browns. The next pick will be the Houston Texans 1-10 and 1-5 on the road.
Let's just skip this one. It's a clean sweep, right? Dallas over Houston. It's a waste of time even covering this game about the point. Dude, I'm going Dallas. There's no point talking about this game.
All right. Well, let's just all go Dallas. But what I will say though is that the spread is 16.5 points.
Jesus Christ! All right, so everybody's going Dallas over Houston, right? I mean, let's just be honest. That's just a clear 100%. We're all going with Dallas over Houston, right? There's no point going in
team mascot. Boy, am I running
there's no reason to even talk about that game. You're right.
So I'm just gonna we can go on to the next game, but drop your comments down. I'm picking Dallas. You're going Dallas, right?
Yeah, they're going Dallas all the way. Sonia and each monkey went. You're going Houston?
Yes.
Oh man,
Walter's
I wouldn't do that,
Houston.
Walt. Don't do that, Walt. I'm gonna act like I didn't hear that one.
Let's move on. Let's move on to Skull Vikings. And by the way, real quick, I was at the Rams game the other week, and there was actually 4 Vikings fans in all Vikings gear. They even had the horns and everything. And I walked by one of the chicks, and I said, "Skull Vikings." And she just looked at me and was like, "What's up?" I'm all,
You took that as she didn't know what she didn't know what you were talking about.
Exactly. And then I ran into the guy in the restroom when we were trying to go.
What were you guys doing?
Yeah, I go, no, not that way. Shut up.
Did you run into him backwards or?
No, yeah. I backed up just like you, beep, beep, beep.
You didn't even give him a warning.
Yeah, I went right.
You hear the zipper, the pants with the horn.
I went right for his horns. Remember, pants on the ground. Pants.
All right, dude. I gotta stop. But go ahead. You said you ran into him where? In the bathroom?
I said Skull Vikings again, and he was like, Skull. And he goes, "You're a Vikings fan?" I'm like, "Hell no, you see my Seahawks stuff on it." And I gave him crap because his chicks didn't know what Skull was. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, she's new." So.
Oh, man, that's not cool.
Nope. All right, here's an interesting game. The Minnesota Vikings, 10-2, 4-1 on the road, taking on the Detroit Lions, who are suddenly alive, 5-7, 3-4 at home. This game, the spread is just 2.5 points. This is a game you're going to be at. What do you got and why?
This one is going to be before I make my pick, I'm going to give you what I think is going to happen in this game. This is going to be the definition of a playoff game. Detroit fight or go home. This is the definition of a playoff game right here. So if you're in the mood for an early playoff game, tune into the Vikings versus the Lions because the Lions are going to give you everything. They're going to throw everything with the kitchen sink at the Vikings. But I still got the Vikings pulling away because the Vikings have been ready for these type of games throughout the whole entire season. They've been in all these tight battles, and Detroit hasn't been in those type of games. Either Detroit's blowing somebody out or getting blown out. They've never been in these nail-biting games, and if they have, I don't know how successful they've been. TJ Hawkinson's going to be back in Detroit, and I'm going to be there, like you said, along with my two nephews. And I fully expect this is the NFC North clinching game for the Minnesota Vikings because with the Vikings winning and the Lions lost, they just clinched the NFC North.
Mm-hmm. Sorry about that. You're saying what the last part? What?
The Vikings are going to clinch the North with the win over Detroit. This is going to be the division clinching win for the Vikings, and I'm going to be in attendance.
Well, that'd be cool, man, to celebrate with the rest of you better work your way down to the field if they have any kind of celebrations or start throwing hats.
I will. I guarantee you I will. I'll go live, and I'll definitely tell you guys what I do.
All right, cool. On the live stream right here, who you got, Walter, Vikings or Lions?
Vikings or Lions? Vikings.
You know, he's going with the Vikings. Each monkey goes to the Vikings, and Sonia's going for the upset Lions. I'm going to go with the Vikings, but in a nail biter. I think they win this one. Detroit's going to give them everything they got. This is not going to be one of those games where you're in the fourth quarter thinking we got this wrapped up. You're going to be butt clinching in the stands like I was last week.
I hope so. I hope it's not a blowout either way because I haven't been to a Vikings Lions game since like 2015 and we blew them out. It was just like I was sitting there just watching it. It was dead silence the whole entire stadium. I was like, man, I wish it was a little louder in here. I hope it's back and forth.
I think it will. You're going to hear that train horn a couple times, which means they're going to score a couple touchdowns. So they're going to keep it close. I know that for a fact. Next game is going to be Jacksonville Jaguars, 4-8, 1-5 on the road, going into Tennessee to play the Titans after a disappointing loss in Philly. They fall to 7-5, but no worries. They're in an easy-ass division. They, too, can wrap up this division with a win. They would eliminate pretty much everybody else. They're 4-point favorites, though, only against the Jacksonville Jaguars. It'll be 46 degrees and sunny in Tennessee, so weather will not play the factor. Who do you got and why in this game?
Does Trevor Lawrence play in this game or no?
It looks like he's going to be in, yes.
Even if he plays, though, I don't know how healthy he is. If he was 100% healthy, I'd go with Jacksonville. But Tennessee just took that ugly loss to Philadelphia Eagles. So, Mike Vrabel ripped them a new one in the locker room. So, I'm going to go with Tennessee. Jacksonville, they're wishy-washy, bro. Like, I don't know. They're like coin flip if you want to go with Jacksonville. But more certain, I'm going with the more certain team that's been a little bit more consistent. I'm going with Tennessee.
Okay. Sonia says this one's pretty much a coin flip. I kind of agree on that, but I'm going to go with Tennessee to win this game because, again, the run game hasn't looked good the last couple weeks. Tannehill's been very average, but we'll see. He might be a little bit better this week. Who do you got, Walter, Tennessee or Jacksonville? He's going for the upset in Jacksonville. I'm going to go for Tennessee. I think they're going to do just enough to get the victory. Again, Jacksonville will keep it close, and they're only 4-point underdogs, so it might just be that much points that the Titans win by.
Wait, what? Wait.
Monk, who you going with? Monk, and they're still in the building. Who you going with, Monk?
What game is this?
Titans, Jaguars.
Oh, I made
You
a
want the
mistake.
Jaguars, didn't you?
Yeah, do you want the Titans?
Yes.
Oh, he's going Titans in.
Oh, he's going to Titans. All right, last second flip. But all right, so I got the Tennessee Titans as the favorites from everybody.
Each went Tennessee as well.
Right, we're on the same page each.
All right, next one is the best team in football, Philadelphia Eagles. It's time to give them their due, and I've been waiting week after week for them to show me. But that was an impressive win. I'll admit that they blew out Tennessee. The Philadelphia Eagles are on the road. They're undefeated on the road. They're 11-1 total, and they face the New York Giants. They cannot bury the Giants, but they can pretty much keep the division away from them. They are 7-4-1 at home. Are the Giants 7-4-1 total, 4-2-1 at home. The spread in this game is only a touchdown. Is that too low with the Eagles the way they're playing? 41 degrees and sunny at East Rutherford. Who do you got in this one?
Bro, I'm done picking against the Eagles. Give me the Eagles. It seems like that's where a lot of my L's are coming this year. So I'm just going to go with the obvious pick. I'm going to just go until proven otherwise. I'm going with Philadelphia. They haven't shown a sign of slowing down, and I want them to as a biased Vikings fan, but I can't, bro. Like they're not showing me they can run the ball and they can pass the ball. The only I'm going against them. I'm going to give everybody a spoiler. The next time I'm going against Philadelphia is going to be against the Cowboys. That's the only time that you're going to see me pick against the Eagles from here on out. But until proven otherwise, I'm going Philly.
Right now, the Eagles are averaging 28 points and only allowing 18. Giants are scoring 20 and giving up 21. So they're a very average team. The Giants really need this one, and I want to pick them thinking that they could rise to the occasion and beat the Eagles. But I'm with you too, dude. I've picked up a lot of losses this season by picking against the Philadelphia Eagles. So this time I'm going to give them credit. I'm going to go with a front-running 11-1 team. Although I do believe the Giants can pull the upset. Give me the Eagles. Who do you got, Eagles or Giants, Walter?
Eagles.
He says fly, Eagles fly. So fly, Eagles fly right there. We're going with the Eagles. Sonia says Eagles. Each monkey says Eagles. So it's a clean sweep right there.
Yeah, no brainer. So proven otherwise, why would you go against what? If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Mm-hmm.
He's ranting.
Now here's an interesting matchup right here. Baltimore Ravens 8-4 with no Lamar Jackson for the next 3 weeks. They're facing the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are suddenly resurgent and playing a lot better. The Pittsburgh Steelers are at home, where they are 2-3. Ravens are 4-2 on the road, and the Steelers are 2.5-point favorites going into this game. And the weather will be 37 degrees with a chance of snow and rain mixture in this one. So, who do you got, Steelers or Ravens?
In this one, I think that Pittsburgh they're gonna overthink themselves and not over game planning for Tyler Huntley, and they're gonna try and game plan the same way that they would if Lamar Jackson was under center. And Pittsburgh, they're good. I said it on yesterday's show. They're showing signs, and I love what I see out of Pittsburgh. I actually like I said yesterday, I'm actually memorizing the guy's name. I used to call him Cody Pickett, but his name is actually Kenny Pickett. So that's a good sign. Non-Pittsburgh Steelers fans are starting to get familiar with the guy. But, yeah, I think that Baltimore's offense is going to run similar to when Lamar Jackson is in there. They're going to pound the rock, and they're going to go – I think Tyler Huntley is going to actually do a little bit better than Lamar Jackson, only because the footage isn't out on Tyler Huntley just yet. And I think Baltimore's defense is going to carry this game, and it'll be a low-scoring game as usual for Baltimore. But, yeah, give me Baltimore in this one because I think Baltimore's defense knows that they got to carry this game.
All right, I like those takes, but I'm gonna counter that. I'm gonna go with the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. I think that the running game's starting to come through with a bunch of no-namers. The offensive line is rebuilding. The pass rush is always there for the Steelers, and I think Pickett's gonna make that next level play in this game. He's just getting a little bit better every week, not dramatically, but a little bit better. He's making better reads. And I don't like particularly Hundley. He can do some things, but he also runs into sacks. And he also throws interceptions every now and then. And their offense struggled last week, but I'm sure Harbaugh's going to try to deal something up. But despite all that, I still got the Steelers getting a win and getting a little closer to 500. Sonia says Steelers, and each monkey says Ravens. So we're kind of split. Let's see if Walter can break the tie. Who are you going with, Steelers or Ravens? Walter, who are you going with, Raven? He's going Ravens. He's quote the Raven. So,
Nevermore.
There you go. So Ravens, Steelers, 3-2 right there as far as who we're picking.
Investors lead.
So, damn it, this thing keeps playing. All right, that'll move us on to the next game. And this one looked good on paper last year or before the season started. It really did. But now it just looks good for me as far as who are going to be picking in the draft, because currently we're picking third in the draft. Thank you, Denver. Kansas City, 9-3, 4-2 on the road. Goes into Denver, 3-9. They're 2-3 at home. Denver is a 9.5-point underdog at home.
That's it. Just 9.5. They should be like 14.
Well,
we'll put them at 14, right? Because it'll be five people that pick against the Broncos, so that should count for a 14-point swing right there. Yeah, give me Kansas City, bro. Like, it's a no-brainer. Unless Kansas City comes out and they're like completely overlooking the Denver Broncos and follows like they don't have no sleep in them and they haven't eaten lunch, they're just in a crabby mood and don't want to be there. I can't see Denver beating Kansas City.
I can't either. Look at the disparity right here. The Chiefs are scoring 29 points per game. They're allowing 22 points a game, but Denver has the league's worst offense at 13.8 points a game, and they're giving up only 17. Wow. So
Bro, this is going to be such an ugly game. That's going to be a terrible game.
it sure will. I'm going with Kansas City in at least a 15-point victory right here.
Everybody else going with Kansas City, right?
Yeah, Kansas City, and then Sonia's going with Kansas City, so is each. Who you got, Chiefs or Broncos, Walter?
Bronco Chiefs.
He's going Chiefs.
Clean sweep.
Yeah, there you go. Clean sweep again. That'll move us on to our next game. This one is particularly pretty good right here. But then again, you got one of the youngest quarterbacks going up against one of the oldest. Well, if not the oldest, he is the oldest. The 49ers are at home, 8-4, 5-1. That's pretty good confidence here for the young Purdy quarterback because he gets both his starts at home, or at least the ones where he had to fill in. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, fresh off a dramatic win over the Saints. They are 6-6, 2-3 on the road. They are 3-point underdogs in Frisco. Frisco weather is going to be 53 degrees and off and on rain, so rain will be a issue in this game. Tampa Bay's scoring 18 and allowing 18. Niners are scoring 23, allowing just 15. One of the best defenses in all the league. Who do you got in this one?
Give me Tom Terrific. Give me the Buccaneers in this one. I think that win sparked them in the right direction. I think Purdy's going to take a step back. Everybody's all high and mighty on them, and I don't know what they see in Purdy. I just think, because I always go back to what I've always said since I can remember, bro. Like, the reason Purdy and guys that fill in for a game or two, that they come off like they're fire starters, game busters, and all that, whatever you want to call them, because nobody's prepared for them. Nobody's ready for them, bro. And that's why they come out swinging like, I don't know, like crackheads or whatever you want to call them, but. Tampa Bay, that win against New Orleans is going to be the spark, and they might actually go on a win streak from here into the playoffs, which is scary for every team in the NFC. If they go into San Francisco and they win, no matter what the score is, forget about it. Tampa Bay is going to be going into the playoffs hot, bro, and that's scary for our teams.
It is, man. It's kind of annoying that jerk continues to go, because when they were 5-7, or not 5-7, but they could have been 5-7 or 4-6 or something like that, and they kept creeping around 500. It's like, damn it! And when they got that win over New Orleans, I'm like, dude. I mean, they're right back in the thick of things. Like, they're not tearing the cover off the ball, but that defense is going to carry them, and It is scary. And right now, again, there's a reason why executives are mad the fact that the Niners can't make a trade. And right now, the deadline's there. They can't do this. They can't do that. They're kind of hamstrung. They're not going to have Trey Lance back in time. There's no Garoppolo. So they're stuck with who they got. They turned down Baker Mayfield too. So they're going with Purdy. And if you saw him against the Dolphins, he was pretty accurate. He did his job, but more game film that you can get. I think that's going to hurt him in the long run. He's going to have to make some throws, man. Remember, this guy was a 7th-round pick. So
last overall pick, the very, very last pick.
Yeah, Mr.
Irrelevant for a reason.
However, if this guy gets anywhere good and makes some plays, and you know what kind of story he's going to turn into, Mr. Irrelevant, winning big games. I mean, it would be bigger than when they had Kaepernick. So
the next Tom Brady.
Yeah, so we'll have to see what happens. This is going to be a really, really interesting game, defensive showdown. I want to lean towards the Niners, but my hate's popping through because I need them to lose. So give me the Buccaneers.
It shouldn't be that way, man. What would you do before I mark you down? If you had your paycheck right now in front of you and they asked you to put your money, like every single penny, on the Buccaneers, would you do it?
Yeah, I put on the Niners.
So do you want to go Niners? That's what always breaks my unbiased. That's what always breaks my bias.
Fine. You got me. I'm gonna go with the Niners.
All right, stick with the smart pick, man. Stick with that one.
So I got the Niners right there. Let's see. Sonia's going with Tampa Bay. She said just how they drew it up.
Yeah, I know. But then again, if you think about it, what always happens when a team gets a huge emotional win the very next week, they always get rocked, bro. It doesn't matter who it is. So I'm hoping not, but
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see.
Who do you got, Walter? Niners or Bucks?
Niners.
All right, he's going.
Bang,
Because
Niners
the Niners are going rogue.
I guess he's going for the Niners in his mom's team. So there you go. Niners for Walter. Next game.
Niner game.
Yeah, shut up with a bang Niner game. Next game is my Seahawks, 7-5, 3-2 at home. They desperately need this win, just like they got the win against the Rams. They need this win at home. They cannot afford to lose to the Carolina Panthers, who are 4-8, 0-5 on the road, but they've been playing much better. That's a scary thing. And because of that, Seattle's only a 3.5-point favorite. It's going to be 43 degrees. There's going to be no rain, no sun. No rain, no sun. It's going to be like a little cloudy. Who you got in this one and why?
Man, I want to go with Carolina in this one because it's that time of the year where spoilers are going to be spoiling teams and seasons and all that, and it's a perfect fitting for Carolina to give Seattle a blow right here. Not a knockout blow, but just a devastating blow where their chances of making the playoffs are like in the doubts. And that's where my heart and my mind and everything is leaning towards Carolina. But normally when I think that way, I gotta go the opposite direction, bro, because that's what's always killed me in the past. When I feel so confident in one team, it always kills me. So I'm going Seattle because I'm going against my confidence, and that's how it's worked so far this season. So I'm going Seattle.
And I'm gonna go with Seattle as well, not just because I'm biased, but because they're going. Carolina's gonna go with the big head. He kind of scares me, man. Sam Darnold's kind of scares me at times. And Seattle's running game is banged up right now. Kenneth Walker's kind of hurt. They have also what's his name? I'm trying to think of number 25. He's down, and then also they have the other backup running back is down. So you have 3 running backs with ankle issues. So this is going to be a Seattle. It's going to be on Geno Smith to win this game, basically.
Travis Homer, is it Dallas? DJ Dallas, I think his name is.
Yeah, DJ Dallas and Travis Homer. There you go. I don't know why I was brain farting, but those two guys are down right now or are probable or questionable. The entire running backfield is. So that's kind of scary.
But you're going with Seattle?
I'm still going to go with Seattle. Sonya and each monkey are going with Seattle as well.
Clean sweep.
So there's clean sweep. Who you got, Seahawks or Panthers? He's going with the Seahawks as well, so clean sweep all the way around. That'll take us to the last 2 games. It'll be the Sunday night game, which looks pretty good. It's been flexed. It is the Miami Dolphins. 8-4, fresh off that loss in Santa Clara. They'll be playing on the Los Angeles Chargers, who are 6-6, 2-3 at home. The Chargers are actually a 3-point underdog at home at SoFi. So who do you got and why in this game?
Did I just hear you say? Did I just hear it correctly? 2-3 at home?
They're 2-3 at home.
That's garbage. That's horrible. Oh, Miami, they just went to San Francisco, right? That game against the 49ers was in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went back home to Florida, and now they're going back to LA. They're going back to California. That's a lot of travel time. That's crazy. That's gonna be a lot of rest that those guys are missing out. I don't know how they were doing it. I trust that they're doing a good job of getting their players on check and everything is going good for the Dolphins. That's a strong factor right there because of all that travel time. And, yeah, I'm going with the Chargers in this one. I think that Miami, they're not going to be mentally ready. I think physically they'll be ready, but mentally are they actually going to be ready? I think all that traveling is going to mess with them. So give me the Chargers.
All right, I'm going to go – I don't know. I think I'm going to go with the Chargers as well in this one to get the victory. I think Tua is going to play good, but – The Chargers desperately need this game. After losing, unfortunately, to the Raiders, the Chargers' season hangs in the balance. They cannot afford another loss. So I am, too, going to go with the Chargers on this one, but it's going to be a nail-biter in SoFi.
You know what that means, right?
What's that?
That means, right? The Chargers say his season hangs on the balance. Trust good old Brandon Staley to mess it all up like he did last year. Could have easily made the playoffs if they would have tied the game and they were going to tie it. The Raiders were he didn't want the playoffs.
He didn't. And so, Walter, who you got, Chargers or why am I blanking? Dolphins.
Chargers or Dolphins?
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins.
Dolphins? All right, so he's going Dolphins. It would have been a clean sweep but each monkey goes to Chargers. Sonya says coin flip game Chargers.
Chargers, yeah. That's the smart pick, man. All that traveling, I'm telling you, like we as humans, I don't care how in shape they are, man. That's crazy. That's going to be 3 hours. Yeah, that's going to be some strong fatigue right there.
Oh, yeah. That's gonna be crazy.
That's a human. I don't want to say error, but that's the human way of life, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, and so here's the last one, and it sucks because when Monday Night Football used to be good, you had good games. This one's not a good game. This one is definitely the who gives a fuck game of the week, and it happens to be on Monday night. And that is the New England Patriots 6-6 with that boring ass offense. Boy, do they! Are you? Let me ask you a question after this one. Arizona, they are 3-3 on the road. The Patriots, they go to Arizona to take on what's his name? Call of Duty champion Kyler Murray, the midget. 4-8, 1-6 at home. Holy shit! And they are 1.5-point underdogs at home as well. Let me ask you real quick: is Mac Jones the answer in New England?
No, hell no. Hell no. I think that hell no. Not well, he could be. He could be. He's a good quarterback. He's just in the wrong system. I think that he would probably flourish better in a more open offense. But I think it's just too much of a conservative offense in New England. We've seen what he could do when he like on that Thanksgiving game against the Vikings. Like if you actually open up the playbook and let him go, he'll be good. But he's just in the wrong system. Bill Belichick's gotta go, bro. Like, he's just man. He's just barely hanging on this on his resume, all the Super Bowls that Tom Brady brought to him. That's the only reason Bill Belichick's going to have a job next year. But I think after next year, I think he'll be on the hot seat because they're not doing nothing impressive, bro. Like I can't name you anything about the New England Patriots that excites me. I'm just like the only time that I think about the Patriots is just thinking about Tom Brady, bro. I can't think of anything more modern at all. I'm gonna go, man. I'm gonna let Walter pick my pick on this one. Walter, who do you like? Do you like the Redbirds or do you like the Patriots?
Yeah, who you got? Patriots or Cardinals?
I can't pick this one.
He's going with the New England Patriots.
I'll go with Patriots. Thank you, Walter. I can't make my mind up on this garbage game.
I'm gonna go with the Patriots as well. The run game. I mean, look, if you watch how Bill Belichick plays, I mean, whether they're losing or they're winning, they're running the football more than they're throwing. And if they got a lead on the Cardinals, which I think they should, because J.J. Watt's playing, so that means the Cardinals suck. I like the Cardinals. Dude, there's so much dysfunction on the team between your boy with the sunglasses, and then you got Hopkins arguing with Murray arguing with the coach. It's terrible, and the defense is just like up in the hands up in the air, like, man, this team's not good. So give me the Patriots, man. I think this is a game they easily win. Sonya goes with the Pats. Each monkey goes to the Cards. So he's going with the Cards.
Monk is one with the Cards. That's a bold pick. Well, I mean, is it really a bold pick, though, honestly? Let's think about that one.
By the way, if you want to go to this game, tickets as low as $19.
Dude, if you got money and you can afford that plane ticket, the only thing that'll stop you is having to go to work on Tuesday. But if you don't have to work on Tuesday anywhere in the country, you can go to that game.
But that's pathetic, bro. A Monday Night Football game, and you can get in for $19.
Man, food will be food. A pizza, a small pizza, and a bottle of beer will be more expensive than the ticket prices.
And speaking about parking real quick, SoFi Stadium, the parking is $180, bro.
That's ridiculous. I think I would have gotten dropped.
People plot like literally park blocks away. Like they were complaining when it was at the Coliseum and parking was $90. But that stadium has beautiful parking, and there's like the only people that are parked there is the tailgates, and that's because a bunch of people pitch in for them to park there. I mean that stadium is the parking for the stadium is pretty much empty. People park along the streets. Like you'll see neighborhoods, people will give up their driveways and charge people like $50 to $100 so that they could park. So, I mean,
I would too.
Yeah.
I'll be like, look, dude, I got cameras right here, and I'll be watching the game on my phone right here in the front yard. You guys can park right here. I'm only charging $50 a head.
Yeah, see? I mean, it's easy cash. I mean, and they do that for concerts and everything because SoFi doesn't lower the prices much when concerts come in there either. I mean, it's a straight ripoff, bro. I can't believe they got away with it. And I think there was a trolley that was supposed to come into the stadium, and they turned it down. So that's why. Because we used when they were playing at the Coliseum, I'd never bring my car there. I'd always just get on the trolley and take it from the Norwalk station all the way to the Coliseum. And it was like, dude, for like $4, round trip, I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's a hell of a deal. You just made me think of the Vikings and Lions game when I'm going to go out there. This time around, I'm actually going to pay for the parking because the last time I went, my car got broken into because I parked blocks away, but my car got broken into. Luckily, nothing got stolen or the car didn't get stolen. It was just the key lock, whatever it's called, the key lock. the cylinder. Somebody had poked a screwdriver in there and gashed the lock. And then when I went in there, everything was in there. The only thing that I saw different was somebody left a comb in there. That was it. That was nothing was missing. I was like, that was the weirdest thing ever, bro. Like, it was just weird. I wonder if somebody's went in there to take a nap.
That or they combed out their weave or they had sex in your car, one of the two.
I'm thinking either or, but regardless, man. And that was the same. That was on my birthday too. I remember that the Vikings had lost, and I ran out of gas because my gas gauge on the expressway, the gas gauge was off. My car, it was an older car, and I had to get the car towed to a gas station. It was a adventurous day, man.
Sounds like a really good time in Detroit.
Yeah.
Well, Sonia says, my ass, I would pay that price. I would have slept in the car for that price.
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't have paid for that either, bro. I would have. I don't know what I would have done.
Yep. So that's it on the picks this week. We had to go through them rather fast. I got to dip a little early here because we had some issues. We would have had more time had it not been for the early issues, but we're good. We're good back at it next Tuesday, so check out the highlights, see who was right and wrong. Once again, you want to give our records out real quick?
The records, Randy, Mr. Absent, Mr. Tardy, Mr. Absent, 83, 47, and 1. Todd, your record is 118, 76, and 2. My record is 113, 81, and 2.
Nice. Boy, what a great turnaround since the beginning of the season, huh?
Oh yeah, we're gonna be dominating. We're a lot better than those big name media guys too, like Colin Cowherd and all them guys.
Yeah, exactly.
They only pick like 3 games a week too. That's sad, isn't it? Like we would go on there and embarrass them.
Well, yeah, because they're scared to lose, man. Then they act like they're geniuses because they get 2 out of 3 right. But what is it called? Sony checks in here and I was thinking sex. Was the seat leaned back?
No. I think it might have been in the back seat because it was a 2000 Chevy Impala, bro. That was like wow. I got that car for like $600 and I had to put like almost $2,000 into it because it got into an accident. And so I bought it off of the person and one entire front end was missing. I'd have to show you what the car looked like before and after, but yeah, I got that car shaped up and it was just an older car. When it would rain in the dash on the passenger side, the water would leak into the floor panel of the passenger side, so I would always have a whole bunch of water in it. It was an old car, but it didn't really bother me too much.
Wow, I mean, it sounds like a winner right there. But hey, we've all had those type of cars, man. We all have those hoopties.
You know what kind of car I wish I would really have right now?
What's
like
that?
A 1996 Dodge Neon in a frog green color.
Dude, those neons were classic, but they sucked ass. And then if you had what is it? Depending on the car you had, they always double painted them. So if you chipped the paint because it always wore off real easy, there was a secondary color underneath it. So mine was white underneath and it was green on top. It was ugly. It was a piece of shit car. Oh my god, dude! Worst car ever.
The Honda Civic too. I remember the Honda Civic that you had, a two-door.
Yeah, the Civic was cool. It's just the freaking neon. No, not so much.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, any final words, man?
Now just wish me luck. Hopefully I don't get shot down in Detroit. And hopefully the Vikings win and it'll be our NFC North clinching moment. Dude, I'll be in person. Like, think about that, bro. That's like the Seahawks winning the NFC West right in front of you. I'll be so happy.
That's like going for a no-hitter too. I mean, those are awesome unless you plan them out. But you'll be right there if they celebrate on their field. That'd be great. So good luck.
I'll be there. I'll be there as late as possible.
Good luck with that, man. Sonia said, neon. Oh my God, my grandmother had one. I hated it. Called neon because you knee on everything. That's true.
Oh.
That's a piece of shit car.
I don't even think they make those cars no more.
They still do, but they're much better than what they look like in '96.
I think they call them the Dodge Darts now or something like that. I don't know. They switched the name or something. I can't remember.
Dodge Farts, one of the two.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. Well, for Todd Fox and Rick Davis.
Bitch.
And Son of the Fox. Later.